My name is Hannah, and this is my no-buy year.
My name is Hannah, and this is my no-buy year.
It turns out that if you don't buy new stuff, you go through a lot of the stuff you have. I can't believe how many empties I have after just a month since I've done empties before. It's interesting. I think that I'm panning or finishing a lot more product than I did when I was constantly buying new products. That makes sense, right? Turns out that monthly empties videos are pretty easy to sustain during a no-buy year. I was really sick this week, so if I still sound a little bit froggy, that's why. I apologize. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the empties. I'm going to start with full-size products, partly because it's my no-buy year. I've been busting through a bunch of like little sample packets because I'm trying to use everything up so that I will be allowed to purchase things. In case you haven't watched my intro video, I will get you quickly caught up. I'm doing a no-buy year. I'm not buying any makeup, skincare, clothing, or homewares this year, but if I run out of something completely, meaning that I run out of the product and I run out of everything in my collection that fits in the same category as that product, then I'm allowed to repurchase one item to fill that category. That's how I built my rules to accommodate continued health and well-being while still making sure that I'm not running out and buying a bunch of stuff that I don't need. So I'm actually going to start with the products that I finished up or used up this month that were the very last of their kind. And so therefore I was allowed to, and I did, go ahead and repurchase these items. So my first products for my empties are going to be my empties and repurchases. And I'm putting them here at the front because to me they're kind of the most important empties. For me to make that purchase, it's a pretty big deal. It means that I'm confident in that product. I know that I'm willing to have it be my one and only, holding down the fort in that category for as long as it lasts. This is my fresh sea berry nutritional cleansing oil. The times when my skin was the clearest, when my skin was the happiest over the course of 2017 were the times when I was using this. And I know that I can't chalk it up 100% to this. A cleansing oil is not going to be the main reason why acneic skin stays clear. I have a multifaceted skin routine, many facets of which are designed to keep my acne at bay. Whatever else is going on, this product dovetails really well with the other products in my collection. I know it wasn't breaking me out because my skin was clear for a good several weeks while I was first using this, and that continues to be the case. I'm really happy with this product. I also like using it. It pumps out as an oil, and it's oily enough to really dissolve makeup, to really dissolve eye makeup and mascara. It doesn't irritate my eyes, which is super important. Some of the other ones I tried were good in every way except that they irritated my eyes. This doesn't. I can rub it really deeply into the crevices of my skin. It emulsifies my makeup. It really gets everything off. It turns into kind of a milky rinse once you add water to it. I use it to remove my makeup as my first cleanse every evening. I've already repurchased it. This is the new one. I believe it's $42, which is a lot. It's a lot for a cleanser. I feel like a cleanser is something that you can't really use sparingly. It's like you need the amount you need. So I go through this. I think that bottle, the bottle that just emptied, is probably 2.5 months, 3 months old. I was just chatting away and I suddenly remembered that there was another oil cleanse or balm cleanse, another first cleanser in my collection that I had to finish before I was allowed to repurchase that other one. And it's this. And I did finish it, of course. I didn't break the rules of my no-buy. What's it called? Genest Genius Ultimate Anti-Aging Melting Cleanser. And I had seen this highly recommended, I think by Lisa Stevens, had been recommended by a couple of people on YouTube. I think it's about the same cost as the sea berry oil, maybe a little bit less. It's 5 fluid ounces and that one is also 5 fluid ounces, so they're exactly the same amount of product. But I just find that I need more of this to cleanse my face, and I went through it a lot faster. I think I was almost finished with this like within a month of having purchased it. Just because of its consistency, you have to squeeze out a glob of it, and I feel like if I were to liquefy that glob, there would be more of it than there is oil when I pump out a couple of pumps of oil to use. I just think that the oil even if it costs a few dollars more, is more cost effective for me because I don't go through it as quickly. And at the end of the day, I think I like the effect of that product on my skin better than this. But this is a nice product. If you don't like using cleansing oils, but you need like a good balm, something to emulsify and dissolve your makeup before you go in with a second cleanse, and you don't want an oil, I do recommend this. It smells like cake. That's nice. I used this up. I used up my bottle of Sea Berry Nutritional Cleansing Oil from Fresh, and I replaced that entire category, which had run dry, with the Sea Berry Nutritional Cleansing Oil. So this product was the only one in its category. It was the Triad Pads by Arcona. I use these in the morning after I rinse my face and towel dry it. I go over my face with one of these to kind of tone and also to make sure that everything is off of my face. And I don't have any other toner pads that work that way. The only other toner I have in my collection is acid toner. I use one every day. I really love them. I talked about this in my January favorites video. So if you're interested in hearing more about these, go check out my January favorites. This is the box. These are the new ones. I've already gotten into this and started using them. They are probably just going to continue to be a staple in my collection, and yeah, I'm really happy with those and I feel no compunction about repurchasing them. But that reminds me. So I say I feel no compunction about repurchasing them, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the feeling, the process of placing orders and buying stuff even though it's my no-buy year. So my rules are very clear, right? I'm allowed to repurchase things that I run out of completely, that I don't have replacements for in my collection. I want to keep taking good care of my skin. I don't want to be without the things that keep my skin hydrated and healthy and clear. So I created the rules to accommodate that. And I have not broken them. I haven't even pushed the boundaries. I have been really, really faithful to my rules. But still, it's a weird feeling because it's my no-buy year. It's a weird feeling to place an order from Sephora or an order from Derm Store. I think that's where I got those Triad pads because Sephora doesn't carry Arcona. Especially because Sephora offers all of those perks and free samples and 100-point perks and weekly deals and all of that stuff. When I placed my recent order from Sephora to replenish my Fresh Sea Berry Nutritional Cleansing Oil, I only paid for one thing. I paid for that item. And because I'm still Rouge, it was free shipping. So I paid exactly the amount that that item cost. And I think that when the box arrived, there were like 8 things in it because there was a 100-point perk, there were 3 free samples, there was all this stuff. And so I felt that excitement of having new things. In fact, one of the 100-point perks was the Cover FX glitter drops, a little sample size of it. And in fact, I should show that to you guys. Hold on. If you watched my video about the things I regret not buying before the beginning of my no-buy year, this is one of them. They were available with a code when I went to order that cleansing oil. So of course I was like, yes, I just put in the code, I added them in, and now I have this little bottle. And this is more than I could possibly need. I would much, much rather have this size, especially for free. But either way, I would much rather have this size than the large size because I'm not going to use this up. I even have this sample size of the custom enhancer drops in Moonlight, and I haven't even begun to get through that either, and I think I've been using that for like a year. So this is more than enough for me. This is a way, way better case scenario than purchasing the full size would have been. So they're not too runny. It's got a little bit of, it's like a little bit gooey. Can you see? So that was really lucky. That was exciting. And as I was opening the package, and maybe partly because my boyfriend was there and it was like, it's my no-buy year, but I was just opening a package from Sephora, totally old school, pulling stuff out, thing after thing after thing. And it kind of felt like I had placed a big order. But I hadn't. I had just purchased this one thing that I needed to replenish. And I'm of 2 minds about it. On the one hand, it's like, I'm engaging in this consumer behavior even though it's my no-buy year. But on the other hand, it's a reminder that you don't have to become a complete ascetic when it comes to makeup. You don't have to just forego every pleasure and everything new in order to stop buying things or stop spending so much money on makeup. So many beautiful little treats come our way just from the basic behavior of like reordering a cleanser. Little treats, little perks, little samples. There's still a lot of joy and there's still a lot of opportunity and excitement to swatch new things and try new things, even on a strict no-buy. And it's just a reminder that if I had run out and purchased those Cover FX glitter drops as soon as they became available, which I might have done, then a couple of weeks later, the opportunity to get a free sample size would have come along. It would have been like, oh shucks, I already bought them. I already spent over $40 on a much bigger bottle of them than I need. There's like a reflex, a knee-jerk reflex of guilt when I place an order, even though I'm not breaking my rules. But at the same time, I feel lucky that good things are coming my way, even though I'm on a no-buy. I almost feel like good things are coming my way because I'm on a no-buy. I'm throwing out my beauty sponges. They have completely kicked the bucket. They're disgusting, they're cracked, they're dirty. I have 2 Real Techniques and 1 beauty blender, and it was getting to the point where it felt unsanitary to grab one of these. I've cleaned them a bunch of times. I try to keep them pretty clean, but they're like beyond the pale. They're beyond the point of being able to keep clean. So I decided to replace them. I ordered a 4-pack of Real Techniques sponges. They're my favorite. I like them so much better than the beauty blender. And that does it for the items that I used up, had no replacements for, and repurchased. So my only purchases were the Sea Berry Nutritional Cleansing Oil, the Arcona Triad Pads, and the Real Techniques Beauty Sponges. Those are the 3 things that I replaced, that I repurchased. I have a couple of shower products that I used up. This was the totally like YouTube made me buy it hype type of situation. The Brazilian Foreplay Sol de Janeiro, blah blah blah. I have a ton of other body washes and soaps and like bar soaps. I have so much soap to use up. It's gonna be months before I need to decide which body wash or which soap to repurchase. So I don't need to stress out about it right now. But I go back and forth about whether this one might be the one. I don't like the packaging. I like classier, more luxury looking packaging, and this looks like something for children to me. It looks kind of like Sesame Street cartoon. I don't know. I just don't like this. So I didn't really like having it in my shower. I don't like the name either. I just don't find it classy. I mean, Foreplay is classy. Foreplay is classy. I'm not attracted to the styling of this brand. And even the smell. It's funny that I have all these feelings and I still purchased this product. Like, what does that tell you about hype? Even the smell seems so sweet to me and so basic that it smells like something from Bath & Body Works or something from the drugstore. It just doesn't feel to me like a luxury product, and yet it has that luxury price tag. I think this was like $25 or $28 or something, which is so much for a body wash this size. The smell really grew on me. Like when I would use this and then I would be like going to sleep, because I usually shower at night, so I would be wrapped up in my robe, lying in bed or falling asleep, and I would catch a whiff of this. It made me feel so cozy and special, and I really loved it. So I was super sad when I ran out of this. And it is true that it's moisturizing. It does moisturize the skin on the body, and I have a problem with dry skin on my body. So I don't know. I'm not like dying to repurchase this, and if I wasn't on a no-buy, I probably wouldn't be immediately placing an order for this. But several months from now, when it's time for me to repurchase the soap, when I've used up every single speck of soap, it's a contender. It's in the running. I used up this bottle, this tin, this carton, this pot. I used up this pot of Snow Fairy Body Conditioner from Lush. This is a really cool product, and I have a video coming up about ways to moisturize your skin if you don't like using lotion, and I talk about this product in there. It's something you use in the shower, so you kind of step out of the water, rub it on your body, step back in, rinse it off, pat dry, and it's like you've put lotion on your skin before finishing your shower instead of having to put it on after. I have a few sheet masks that I used up. My rules for masks are that I have 3 categories of mask: active mask, moisturizing mask, and sheet mask. And those are the 3 categories that if one runs dry completely, I can replace. But I currently have several masks in each category, so I'm not going to be replacing them anytime soon. This was a panic buy at the end of 2017. I was like, what am I gonna do about sheet masks? I need to have 1,000 sheet masks to get me through the year, because I really do like sheet masks. What I like doing with them is applying my evening skincare, especially my oils and serums, and then I'll put the sheet mask on top. And I feel like it gives an opportunity for my really good oils and serums to sink deeper into my skin without any of them evaporating or anything. The serum that comes in these is fine, and in any sheet mask is fine. I'd rather buy a really good serum in a bottle, apply it to my face, and then use the physical mask to seal that beautiful skincare product in. And then, you know, this gets soaked in too on top of it, and that's nice. And I'm more in it for the mask itself. The dermal, they were really cheap. I think it was like $15 for 30 or something. I have a huge stack of them, and each one is different. This was the Royal Jelly Collagen Essence Mask, and this was the Herb Collagen Essence Mask. I mean, it says each one is different. I don't notice a huge difference. They smell a little different. They are different, but you know, it's not like one has emerged as being truly spectacular. They all leave my skin feeling pretty much the same. The thing that is important about these is that they don't break me out. So they're a really inexpensive sheet mask option that I can order in bulk, and they don't break me out. So I'm glad I have these, and I enjoyed both of them. However, neither of them is on the level of this darling right here. So this is a Dr. Jart Ceramidin sheet mask. And so this is in like the Ceramidin realm. And in fact, I have another empty in that range. I have another empty in that range. So the Ceramidin cream, and this was just a little duo. It came with the tiger grass one that was this size as well, which I used most of and then gave away to a friend because she had a weird rash on her face. And then there's this little one of Ceramidin. I love both of them. The tiger grass cream, because I struggle with redness, is the one that I really truly have my eye on. In fact, once I've used up all of my many little dregs of things that I could possibly use as overnight moisturizers, I think that tiger grass might be the one that I repurchase because I love it so much, and it really does help me with redness in my skin. This is a wonderful, wonderful deep moisturizing product, and if you aren't concerned about redness but you just want to help your skin repair overnight and you have super dry skin, I highly recommend this. I loved both of these, and I was quite sorry when it was gone. After that tangent, so the Ceramidin mask has a more fluid version of the Ceramidin cream in it and a really nice sheet mask. And I use this. I think I bought 2 or 3 of them to prepare for my no by year. It's great if I'm suffering from dry skin, which I was this week because of being sick. So the other thing that's great about it is there's so much serum. So I used it one night, and then the next morning I used some of the extra serum and patted it in my skin over and over again. And there was still enough left to do that another time, like another application. I think I might have gotten 3 or 4 uses out of the serum in here. Even after I used the mask, I like continued to use this packet for the rest of the week basically. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's expensive, it's $9, but it's still, for a good sheet mask, for like a nice high-end sheet mask, that's a pretty nice perk to be able to keep using it. These are the Peter Thomas Roth Cucumber Detox Hydrogel eye patches. I liked these, but I don't love them. I found some K-Beauty ones that work way better, and I would not repurchase these at $48 when the K-Beauty ones are more like $10 from Amazon. I will link them below as well as these, because if you're interested in gel patches for under your eye, I would highly recommend the other ones and not these. They're fine, I just didn't see the results that I saw with the K-Beauty product. I think the really good reviews of these might be coming from people who have never tried an under eye gel patch before. Because if you've never used one, similar to the idea of the sheet mask, it's like when you put something like this on, a barrier on top of your skin for any length of time, 5, 10, 15 minutes, with any kind of moisturizing serum underneath, it seals the serum in, doesn't allow it to evaporate, and so it really gives your skin an opportunity to deeply soak in the product. So any old gel patch, any old thing will work, especially if you have your own eye serum that you can put on underneath it and then use something like this to seal over it. If you've never used something like this before and you try these $48 ones, they're gonna seem incredible because an under eye gel patch is a really lovely thing, especially if you have dry under eyes, dark circles, etc. But I just think that these are overpriced. I used up one of my holy grail items and I'm really sad about it and I can't wait for the opportunity to repurchase it, but as per my rules, that opportunity has not yet come. This is the Korres Advanced Brightening Sleeping Facial. It's from the Korres Wild Rose line and it comes in a little pot like this. It's sadly as empty can be. This falls into the category of active sleeping mask. So when it comes to my categories, I have 2 categories for something that I can put on my face as the last step in my nighttime skincare routine and wear overnight while I'm sleeping. One is moisturizing sleeping cream and one is active sleeping cream. So this falls into the category of active. It can feel a little tingly. It has vitamin C in it. It's brightening, it has acids, it's doing stuff. So I do all my skincare and then put this on top if I'm feeling like my skin really needs a boost, really needs some work, and this works overnight. And when I wake up, my skin always feels cool, plump, calm, and is less red. So I love, love, love the results of this. So that's if my skin isn't feeling super, super dry. If it's feeling super dry, I'll go with the other category, which is a moisturizing sleeping pack. So that will be something that's really a one purpose, one goal product, which is to hydrate the skin, seal in all of my other skincare, and hydrate the skin overnight. You know, now that I think about it, I had some other active overnight sleeping stuff when I ran out of this, but I think they might be used up. I'll have to look. I haven't really looked at my collection. When I ran out of this, I assumed that I wouldn't be able to replace it because I had a whole bunch of moisturizing things kicking around that I could use instead of this. But if I'm really going to stick to those 2 categories, moisturizing and active, I have a bunch of moisturizing stuff left, but I might have run out completely of active sleeping masks. So maybe I can repurchase this. I'll have to check it out. I finished a travel size of Urban Decay All-Nighter. This is a good setting spray, but I have a bunch of others that I'm gonna be going through. Again, it's like months until it will be time to decide which setting spray to repurchase. This could be the one, but I don't know. I might go for something drugstore. I'm not like addicted to setting spray. I don't use it every day. And so I don't feel like I need like the best of the best for a setting spray. Yeah, not sure. Let me know if you have any recommendations. I'm not that new to the world of setting spray, but I don't really have strong feelings. I've never tried one that like changed my life. Now we're getting into some sort of little deluxe sample sizes of things. I finished this Makeup Forever HD pressed powder. It was like a little pan. They have a loose version and they have the pressed version. I really liked the effect of this on my skin, and maybe because it's the pressed version, there's absolutely no danger of getting too much on the brush, so it doesn't create that kind of cakey white or that flashbacky look ever. It's a micro finishing powder, so I would just use my brush the tiniest bit in this little tiny pan, and then I would brush it over the areas on my skin where I have fine lines and wrinkles. So across my forehead, crow's feet, maybe a little bit in my marionette lines, and I would see those lines disappear before my eyes. It's amazing. An HD powder, if it's used carefully, if it's used delicately, is an amazing thing. It really does reflect light off of those areas and smooth them out to the human eye. I want another HD powder and I don't have another one. Technically, along the rules of my no-buy, I could repurchase the full size of this product, or I could purchase another HD, another micro finishing powder, because I don't have anything that falls into that category. But I do have other finishing powders, and I barely use powder at all. All of my finishing powders are minis. They're like sample sizes, trial sizes, or little minis. And so I'm going to use them up, because even though I barely use powder, they're so small, like they're not long for this world. There's going to come a point this year where I don't have any powders left at all. And at that point, I think I'll decide what I want to repurchase. I don't really use setting powder, like baking or like really, really intensively setting cream product, because my skin is so dry that it just causes like weirdness and patchiness and doesn't look good. I think that what I want is just one micro finishing powder. I'm tempted to try the Charlotte Tilbury one, but it would be a shame if I invested in that after never having tried it and it ended up not being as good as this one. So I'm also tempted to go with this one. But again, it's like a month or two off before I'm gonna have to make that decision. If you have feelings about micro finishing powder, HD powder, or if you've tried the Charlotte Tilbury one, please let me know. I'm looking for advice on this topic. It's gonna be so long for an empties video. It's like, I thought this would be kind of a quick one to knock out, but no, going on forever. I had a sample size of the Pharmacy Sleep Tight Firming Night Balm. This is a really interesting product, really interesting consistency. It sits in here like a gel, like a jelly, and when you scoop it out and you warm it and start putting it on your skin, it goes on kind of like an oil, but it's like a thick oil. And I initially was concerned because of, I use oils that soak in a lot on my skin. I don't worry that those will break me out, but a thick oil to sleep in, I just was worried it would clog my pores, but it did nothing of the kind. In fact, it was a magnificent product. I loved the way that my skin felt when I woke up in the morning after having slept in this. And it's in the running. It's in the running for the position of moisturizing night product, like moisturizing sleeping mask. I still have a ways to go before I can purchase one, but this one's in the running. I went through this little sample size of the Dr. Jart Water Fuse. It's like a gel cream. I have dry skin, so gel creams are too lightweight for me. This really just soaked right in and I didn't feel anything from it. I like Dr. Jart and this is a nice product if you have oily skin, but it wasn't for me. I had this small jar of creme de la mer that I bought maybe a year and a half ago or 2 years ago when I just got sucked into the hype over La Mer and I kind of gave in a moment of weakness and bought this at an exorbitant price. And since then I've learned more about what's actually in their skincare and I got completely turned off of it. Honestly, I just started using this as a neck cream. After I did my research, I didn't even want to put it on my face. So yeah, I'm glad it's gone. I'm not that into it. And I had this little sample of Fresh Lotus Youth Preserve Rescue Mask. I'm not sure where the actual jar is. It's a fresh face mask that I got as a point perk. It's a creamy mask with seeds in it, I think, so it does a little bit of physical exfoliation. I think I got about 2 uses out of this little jar, and it was nothing remarkable. It was fine. It was like any decent cream mask, moisturizing cream mask, but I didn't see my skin transform at all. And yeah, I definitely wouldn't repurchase this. This sample size did not pique my interest enough to make me want to put this on my list. Are we almost done? So all I have left are little sample packets, and I've been going through these types of things at a rapid rate of speed. A lot of these are moisturizers, and I've been sort of taking turns using ones that I have larger bottles of and using these, because I don't want to get into a situation where I've run out of all of my moisturizers that are a known entity and I have to use like a different one every night to get through all of my sample packets, because that might wreak havoc on my skin. I don't think my skin would like that very much. I would rather, like, you know, use one of these 2 nights in a row and then go back to something that I know, for example, doesn't irritate my skin or doesn't break me out, and then use one of these for 2 nights and then go back. So that's what I've been trying to do, and basically I'm trying to get through my backlog of little sample packets of things like moisturizers and primers and stuff. I've been trying to do it and steadily so that there isn't a big stack of them to get through once I don't have anything else in that category, if that makes sense. 2 of these were the same primer, but this actually is a known entity. I used to have this primer and I like it a lot. It was a nice reminder that this is a nice product. It's the Hourglass Veil Mineral Veil Primer. I have only good things to say about this, but I have a couple of other primers that I like better. I had a sample packet of the Belief True Cream Aqua Balm. So this is not the same as the Belief True Cream Moisturizing Balm. This is like a gel cream, and same as the Dr. Jart one, it's just too light for me. So I used it at night one night as a sleeping pack, put on all my skincare, and then put this whole packet on top in a pretty thick layer. And when I woke up, it had just all completely soaked in and my skin felt dry. So the True Cream Moisturizing Balm, the one that's a thicker cream, is one of my all-time favorite sleeping masks. It's the dry skin one, and that, when I put it on and sleep in it, I wake up feeling amazing. So that's another one that's in the running. It's like in the running with this pharmacy one for being the one that I purchase when everything has run out. This one I'd recommend if you have oily skin again, but not if you have dry skin. I had these Clinique samples of the Dramatically Different line of moisturizer. One's an oil gel, again, not heavy enough for me, and one was the lotion, also not heavy enough for me. They have a third one that's like a more heavyweight cream, and I had used that one up long ago. I didn't have an interest in these. This is a nice product, but again, these aren't the exact formulations that work for me. I just used them up, randomly layered them into my skincare one day to get these used up. They're nice, they layer well, they work well, but nothing so dramatically special that I would be willing to buy them. The Dermalogica Phyto Replenish Oil, this is a nice oil. I have a lot of oils that I really, really love that I think I love more than this, but it was nice to have a chance to try this. I think that the main ingredient is camellia seed oil, which I believe is the main kind of touted ingredient in the Tatcha skincare range. So I'm not sure on the price difference between this stuff and Tatcha, but if you like Tatcha and it works well for your skin but it's too expensive for you, maybe look into the Dermalogica oil. L'Occitane Creme Divine Cream, this little guy. This was just another little sample packet, and I was really suspicious of this. I read the ingredients to make sure there was nothing in it that would break me out. No shea butter, nothing like that. No coconut oil, and there wasn't. I had to work up the courage to like try this, but I put it on again like as a night sleeping moisturizer, and I have to admit that when I woke up my skin felt really good. Plump, cool, moisturized, calm. I think this is really expensive and I definitely wouldn't spring for it, especially because I have so many others that I like, but I was impressed by this. This was a sample of the Genest Power Advanced Wrinkle Fighter Eye Serum. This was easy to use, it moisturized my under eyes, it soaked in well, it was cosmetically elegant, but I didn't see any dramatic differences in the way that my under eyes looked or the little fine lines around my eyes looked. I think that for an eye cream, because they tend to be so expensive, it has to be better than just cosmetically elegant. Like, you have to really, really see a difference, and either there wasn't enough in this sample for me to see the difference over time. Whatever, I have no interest in this product. I was glad to use it for a couple days, but I'm not gonna buy it. That's it. That's it, Sadie. That's it. Those are my empties. Oh my gosh, no, that's not it. I use up a deodorant, Tom's Long Lasting Natural Odor Protection. I don't use antiperspirant, haven't for years, and If you're interested in a video about how to switch from antiperspirant deodorant to natural deodorant, how to like go through that detox, let me know, because I have a lot of experience with that. I had a pretty intense journey with deodorant. This is the one that I like. This is the one that I use. I repurchased this actually. So I've already repurchased this exact one. It's the wild lavender one. It's just a deodorant. It's not an antiperspirant, and you can get it at the grocery store, and that's it. We are done. Please subscribe to my channel. Please click the little notification bell. Please like this video, and please remember to take extra good care of yourself this week so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.